Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is pushing back against that tide. They make high-quality clothing for a summer wardrobe you'll love, all made right here in the USA. Support America's workers and get 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, code STAPLE20.
A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
The GOP guy, Ed Cox, any comments?
It was just great. I mean, he was smart the way he was handling the questions. There's humor, and he said he was talking to Border Control. They said lifetime, and he said not longer. He was modest in many ways. He said, you're going to win 49 states, and he dodged that.
A real human being. A real human being.
He's a real human being.
He joked around when he had to joke, and he was a real human being.
Yeah.
Governor Patterson.
Well, I've spent time with the former president, and I agree. He is an incredible person to be around. I had a great time with him at the Al Smith dinner. And I don't come on here and usually, bash him the way other people do. But he laid out a bunch of issues and then didn't fill in the blank. So he said that 400,000 people came here by plane. I don't know where he got that from. He said he's winning in the polls in every state.
We should do the research. We should do the research.
Yeah, but he said he's winning in every state. I don't think you want to do the research on that one, John. In terms of his running the country, he didn't really say what he was going to do. He just said that everyone else is stupid and they're idiots and they don't know what they're doing. And I thought after a while that I thought both of you gave him time and both of you interviewed him very well. But I thought he missed an opportunity to really reach out to people and let them understand what it's going to be like as when he becomes president, then doing an infomercial that had, in my opinion, very little substantive material in it.
Judge Weinberg?
Well, Governor, I'm a little perplexed because did you happen to see the CNN interview of Kamala Harris? She's always on program. She's always on narrative. She doesn't have an original thought. She can't even get a sentence out without a word salad. So when you hear Donald Trump, he knows what he's talking about. What's the number one issue we have to worry about to protect the integrity of this country? Is it protecting the border, closing the border? The Harris-Biden administration opened the border. Millions of people came in who have no right to be here. They're undermining the integrity of this country. And he's told you what he's going to do about cleaning up the cities. He's going to back the police. He's going to support the police. So he's going to close the border. He's going to make sure that the police are backed. And he also told you...
Well, we do need law and order in our cities. I mean, all our big cities are a mess.
And he also told you, very importantly, respectfully, that the problem with the abandonment of Afghanistan is we left all that equipment behind, and that was not his decision. That was done by the military.
By the way, that was interesting about Milley, too. What he just shared with us, that it was Milley who said, Milley told him, leave the equipment behind, which was disastrous.
That's right, and he wouldn't do it that way, but Biden-Harris did.
Yeah, and he's got a track record, which is what's different. And she has a track record, which I put hers up against his any day of the week.
The Trump record to the Biden-Harris administration?
Absolutely.
Are you kidding?
You got to be kidding me.
He kept on message in a very nice way with respect to immigration and law and order, the two of the biggest issues that he has.
And you know what was also interesting, too, is he also talked about immigration. We want people here who come here legally, who want to do it correctly. Let's get the bad guys out. Let's get the bad people out who have committed crimes. And there are at historic levels right now that are in this country, even according to Biden and Harris's DHS.
Well, let me say something when we talk about this. I do know the president a long time, and he listens to me once in a while, not always like anybody else, but of the three big suggestions I made to him, he listened to two of them. The one that I said to him in Bridgehampton, Mr. President, stop talking about deporting 20 million people. It's not going to happen. And he looks at me and I said, let's deport all the criminals. Let's deport the drug addicts. Let's deport the drug addicts, the
murderers,
criminals,
the sex
murderers,
offenders.
the sex offenders. Deport them, and then we'll look at it again. And he shook his hand and says, "Yeah, John, you're right." And guess what? Ed Cox, you were at the economic dinner. What did he do?
He gave a great speech on the economy, stuck right on message, and what he
And he did say that he did deport the criminals.
Yeah, sure.
And he made that clear today. And also he contrasted, I thought about last night too. He talked about the town hall. I saw the town hall. It was one of the most vacuous things I've ever seen. Even David Axelrod, who is with Obama, of course, longtime Obama right-hand guy, said her word salads are like over the top. I mean,
they call it word salad city. That's what CNN was. And CNN is used to carrying the water for the Biden-Harris people.
Look, this was a substantive interview, and there's no way she could have had an interview like this with all the modulation that he spoke with. It was really a superb interview.
And seamless topics,
The second one that I gave him a suggestion on, I said, look, let's not bash independents. Let's not bash Democrats. I am pro, because that's the way I am. I am pro common sense Democrats, and I am pro common sense independents. I think they're going to vote for you.
And today, listen, I think he
has been using the words common sense.
Yeah, he has. By the way, I noticed that today, John. He used that phrase also and was talking and attributing it to you, which was great, John. And also,
the only one he didn't listen to me on, I don't know.
What?
I'm not sure I'm going to tell.
All right, we'll have to
put it in your next book.
We're going to tickle John and get it out.
Look, it wasn't necessarily an easy interview.
I tickled easily.
You asked about a fascist. He's called a fascist, and he replied to that. He said they have no message. That's why they're doing it. And then he went through each of the people and said why they were saying that.
And it was important to hear that, because these are the headlines. These people are throwing these bombs out, and here he is. And it was a fair point. I thought John brought up a great point, too, is when you have people and you fire them because you're not happy with their service, guess what? Everybody's had someone you fired somebody, they're angry at you.
And yet he all did it in good humor.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Mitt Romney is still mad at him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Chris Christie is still mad at him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because, you know something? He made him beg for the job, and he didn't give it to them.
Right. Well, and also he bashed him too, Drum. Remember, John, Romney flipped and flopped all over the place too.
Yeah.
And when you hear the story of what he said again about Milley and about Kelly, when you hear his side of the story, you understand why, for America, maybe you don't want to have these people around.
But I would have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, you would have just said, good luck. Sorry, it doesn't work out. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well,
have I ever said anything bad about Rudy Giuliani?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely. And you guys, we're going to take
He was a great mayor.
He was. He was a superb mayor. Are you
He's going to go
kidding
down
me?
in history as a great mayor.
Absolutely.
He will. He set this city straight.